Are you looking for good RPGs to play? This is the best years of RPG with new title releases back to back. I'm sure you want to see this list of amazing JRPG lineup that will be eventually released this mid-2022 and beyond. If you're an RPG fan, I suggest you watch this video till the end and check out these amazing games to put on your radar. First on the list is Monochrome Mobius Rights and Wrongs Forgotten. It's a new JRPG from Aquaplus announced in commemoration of 20 years of their hit game Utawareru Mono franchise. The story takes place in a small province of Enakamui, on the frontiers of the great empire of Yamato. A young man named Oshtor meets a mysterious girl named Shunya, and together they travel to meet other companions and unravel the truth about his dead father. This is the story of a man who later becomes Utawareru Mono. I really dig the short hypnosis, and even if it sounds cliche, I'm all down for it, since the battle system is turn-based combat, which I adore so much. Monochrome Mobius is scheduled to be released on September 8, 2022 for PS4, PS5, and PC. One of the most unexpected games I've ever seen, and honestly, I'm all down for it. Metal Slug Tactics brings back the arcade classic nostalgia, reuniting Marco, Eri, Fio, and Tarma as they lead the Predator Green Falcon squad into a new battlefield through dynamic and strategic combat. Players wield classic Metal Slug weaponry, leveraging skill trees, perks, and super attack fueling adrenaline system to outwit and demolish flanks of the series' signature villains. Metal Slug Tactics is a great combination of action and strategy that will enhance your brain like any other tactics RPG, but it looks so much fun to play. This game has still no official release date yet, since the game will be delayed next year 2023. Nothing makes me excited than seeing an anime turn into a role-playing game. Made in Abyss Binary Star Falling into Darkness is an action RPG in which players themselves descend into the world of the Abyss and grow through their experience in its depths. The game supervised by original series author Akihiro Tsukushi, which he recreates the world of the Abyss in full 3D animation, including battles with creatures, collecting relics, and the curse of the Abyss. I highly recommend you watch the anime. It may be cute and lovely, but wait until things get twisted. Fans are sure to enjoy the dark fantasy that remains true to the unique flavor of the original work. This game will be available on September 27, 2022 for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and the PC. Next off is an old-school JRPG from the PlayStation Portable being released in English version for the newer consoles. The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero takes place in a city-state called Crossbell and follows the main hero of the game named Lloyd Bannings, who is a rookie police detective along with his colleagues in a special support section, which is a newly formed department of the Crossbell Police. The game is so much fun, and being translated to English makes it easier for us non-Japanese speakers to enjoy this game. The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero will be released this upcoming month of September 27th. Next on our list is the remastered version of a masterpiece classic, which is Tactics Ogre Let Us Cling Together from PSP, which is a remake of the same title from Famicom in 1995. Tactics Ogre Reborn features improved graphics and sound, as well as updated game design, bringing to life a new game that remains true to its roots. Tactics Ogre veterans will experience a game that surpasses their fondest memories, while players new to this game will discover a game unlike any they've ever played. I'm so happy that we get to see a lot of tactical RPG releases this day and age, where action RPGs ruling the gaming industry. Tactics Ogre Reborn will be dropping this November 11 of 2022 for the modern consoles. Even though we haven't seen any update or gameplay trailers for this game, it's no doubt Dragon Quest XII is on everyone's radar. Yuji Horii, the creator of Dragon Quest, stated during the 35th anniversary livestream that the turn-based battle system will be changed, but he assures that it won't be completely disappeared. He also stated that the game will be much darker than the previous series, saying it will be mostly aimed for us adults. The game will also focus on life choices, with characters making tough decisions that will change their fates. That's pretty much information we have so far for this game, but since it's a Dragon Quest game, I guaranteed it wouldn't be so disappointing. It's quite a big surprise when Square Enix announced they'll be making another sequel for Kingdom Hearts series. Kingdom Hearts 4 serves as the beginning of the Lost Master story arc. The game takes place in Quadratum, an expansive city set in a realistic world inspired by Tokyo. One thing I noticed is they really changed Sora's designs, and he looks like a Final Fantasy character more than ever. Sora will once again fight Heartless in the game, adding parkour elements, and the Keyblade transformations will return, with the Keyblade also be able to transform into a grappling hook to traverse large distances. The game will also bring back the reaction commands from Kingdom Hearts 2 and introduces a new scrap and build mechanic. More of Sora's daily life and his day-to-day routines are also explored. There is still no update on when the game is gonna be released. Next up is a combination of role-playing game and life simulation. Harvestella is another great title with full of possibilities and lets you live the virtual existence that you want to, through the ever-changing seasons of vibrant fantasy world. This game will let you enjoy daily life like socializing, adventuring, farming, fishing, and or even raising a livestock. On top of that, you'll get to explore the beautiful and colorful world of Seas Light where 4 giant crystal resides. You get to fight creatures and monsters, collect loots, and travel to neighboring towns. It's quite similar to Rune Factory but with much better quality and high budgeted graphics. Harvestella is coming November 4, 2022 for the Windows and Nintendo Switch. 12 on the list is Chained Echoes. It's a 16-bit Famicom-style RPG set in the fantasy world where dragons are as common as piloted mechanical suits. This is the rise of the era where JRPGs like this are being appreciated, and it shares similarities to Chrono Trigger with its battle system. Chained Echoes is a story-driven game where a group of heroes travel around the vast continent of Valandis to bring an end to the war between its 3 kingdoms. In the course of their journey, they will travel through a wide array of diverse landscapes spanning from wind-temp plateaus and exotic archipelagos to sunken cities and forgotten dungeons. The world is vibrant and very colorful, making it one of the games I have to look out for. It is set to be released in the upcoming months of this year. Coming to the 11th spot on the list is Dark Souls Devil May Cry Final Fantasy XVI. It is the 16th installment in the mainline series. The game will be pure action-based combat gameplay set in the fantasy world of Valistea, where the people live in peace and prosperity. The trailer features recurring summons like Ifrit and Shiva. I'm still not sure how I feel about this game since they are really trying to adopt the new trends, which is far from what I'm used to from Final Fantasy franchise. But I'm still excited to see and play this game. Final Fantasy XVI is set to be released in summer of 2023. The Diofield Chronicle is an upcoming strategy role-playing video game co-developed by Square Enix and Lancars. It is not a tile-based in its movement like Final Fantasy Tactics, but instead allows for more free directional movement, making the gameplay a little bit fast-paced and real-time strategy. The art style is amazing and the story revolves around a band of elite mercenaries called Blue Foxes. The game is very immersive and some say it's boring and dull, but I find it quite fascinating after watching the demo. The Diofield Chronicle will be making its way in the consoles on September 20 of 2022. Another entry from the Square Enix, which is strongly making and publishing JRPGs one after another, Star Ocean: The Divine Force from Tri-Ace is another strong title giving us an extraordinary adventure through outer space. The game follows a man named Raymond Lawrence as he gets attacked during his transport mission and crash lands in an underdeveloped planet, where he meets a princess called Letitia and helps her fight the Empire to protect her homeland. The combat and engaging of enemies is very fluid and bringing back the good old action points in battle. Star Ocean: The Divine Force will be dropping this October 27 of 2022. Square Enix recently released a trailer of a remake for the prequel of the original Final Fantasy VII. Crisis Core Reunion is an action role-playing game in which players follow the adventures of Zack Fair, a special force member trying to uncover a plot and save a fantastical world. From a third-person perspective, players explore various environments and towns while battling enemies in melee and occasional ranged combat. It features multiple improvements from the original game. The graphics have been converted to HD with all the 3D models, from the characters to everything else being fully refreshed. What's more, the dialogue is now fully voice acted and there's a new arrangement for the soundtrack. Final Fantasy Crisis Core Reunion is set to be released this late 2022. The best games in the market are those games who always get delayed. Granblue Fantasy Relink is no stranger for that. The game is based on the anime series Granblue Fantasy, where you'll be playing as the characters in the anime in a fast-paced action combat system that is innovative and looks absolutely beautiful. Cygames is still developing the game. It has been 4 years since they first teased the game, and I honestly do not mind. The game has solo campaign for the story part and co-op gameplay after finishing the game. This is what I'm picturing Final Fantasy XVI would look like, and it really suits my taste. Granblue Fantasy Relink is rumored to be released next year. Another game that has been teased for a very long time and still the hype never stopped. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes was made possible by Kickstarter and shocked Suikoden fans all over the world by this spiritual successor. The game will feature 100 playable characters for you to recruit and an HD 2D graphics that will capture the hearts of an avid JRPG fan. Aside from that, the game will feature different game modes and minigames. The combat system is a 6-man party turn-based, which gives you a lot of opportunity to pick and switch your favorite heroes. Also, a companion game has already been released called Eiyuden Chronicle Rising, which is a platformer action RPG. The game is set to be released next year, 2023, for the modern consoles. Next up is another entry in the main series from Game Freak. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet offers a new adventure with a lot of new Pokemons to collect. The game is set to have an open world in which include urban areas and open wilderness without borders in the region of Paldea. You'll get to meet new species of Pokemons along with the new 2 professors to guide you on your journey depending on which version you play. On top of that, it introduces 2 new legendary Pokemons for you to catch and a vast of land for you to explore. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet will reach the market on November 18 of 2022 exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. Next up is a new Atlas RPG, which is a sequel from their previous game called Devil Summoner Soul Hacker, which was released way back in 1997. That was a long time ago. Soul Hackers 2 takes place in the 21st century and is set during a war between the Yatagarasu and Phantom Society, which is the 2 opposing factions of Devil Summoners if you know the game. It is a turn-based combat system which is similar to the Shin Megami Tensei with its press turn system. It has sleek style and visual and more darker narrative along with amazing soundtracks. On top of that, there are a variety of demons to fuse and added to your party. Soul Hackers will be released this month, August 25 to be exact. One of the games I'm thrilled to play since I'm such a big fan of the anime. Piece Odyssey brings the spirit of an adventure that anime fans have been looking for after the tragedy that happened from One Piece World Seeker. The game will incorporate undiscovered ruins in Mysterious Island, completely new scenario and storyline, and encounter new characters and enemies as you roam the place. The combat system is turn-based, which is why I'm happy, and if you don't like it, then this is not for you. One Piece Odyssey is scheduled to be released this year until further announcement. Valkyrie Elysium is a long-awaited 5th installment that fans have been requesting for a very long time. The game will be centered to a new Valkyrie whose name is Maria, which is tasked by the All-Father Odin to prevent the completion of the Ragnarok. Unlike the previous games of Valkyrie profile, the game is a full-action RPG where one controls the Valkyrie Maria as she combats enemies and traverses environment. The combat is fast-paced, and there will be a series of combos for you to master, and skills like Nibelang Balesti, which is a recurring move from the previous games in the franchise. Valkyrie Elysium will be dropping on September 29 for the modern consoles. And for the top spot on the list is Sea of Stars. This game looks absolutely breathtaking. The game looks like if Chrono Trigger and Golden Sun have a love child, bringing back the old retro RPG experience. The art style is visually astounding, and the soundtrack will be a solid masterpiece, which being composed by Yasunori Mitsuda, who made most of the classic soundtrack from Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. The game has dozens of original characters and story arcs that will take you on a captivating journey along with an engaging turn-based combat system. Looking at the trailer and demos, this game has the potential to be great, and if you loved a retro-style RPG, this is definitely a must-play and something to look out for. The game has no official release date yet, and it will be available for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and the PC.